Welcome to Reading Comprehension Central on Mr. Nussbaum Extend. So far, this is the most purchased program and the most popular one on the system. Let me show you why. So after I log in, I'm going to go to where it says, and this is if I purchase the Reading Comprehension Central app, I'm going to click on the icon that says Reading Comprehension Central. And so there's a lot that you can do with this app. On the left side here are all of the default reading comprehension exercises available. Right here, the little numbers are the approximate grade level appropriateness for each. So if I scroll down, you can see I've just added a couple new ones. You'll see that there are 140 of these. Okay, there's 140 that come with the system. Some of them are just general reading comprehension exercises. Others are targeted. They would target details of the story, vocabulary of the story, main idea, sequencing, and things like that. So what I do is I find any of these reading comprehension exercises that look interesting to me, and I can simply click on one. Let's look at Redwoods. Click on it, and I get a preview of exactly what it will look like. Now this one is appropriate for grade level 2.6, and these are just approximations, so you can give or take a couple decimal points. And for the young kids, there's only 5 questions. For the older kids, there's 10. Well, let's say I want to use this one. This one looks great for my class, and this is also assuming that I've already added my students. If you haven't added your students yet, you're going to go to where it says Add Edit Students, and you're going to add them. It's as simple as that. There's a video here for exactly how to add students, but I think it's pretty easy to figure out. So anyway, let's go back to Redwoods, and I'm just going to click and drag it over to the to be deployed space. And once I drop it, I get another preview. I can drag and drop as many of these exercises as I want to the to be deployed space. One thing you'll want to do, let's just show you. I'll do 2. Let's say I like that one, and I like this new sand dollar one. So I'm going to click this and drag it over. One thing you might want to do is click on the exercise settings button, and you can see I can add timers. If I only want my students to have a certain amount of time to do the exercise, I just put a number, and that represents the number of minutes. Highlighting, which means when they open the exercise, they have a set of highlighters they can use to highlight important parts of the story. And this says record score upon cheating detection, which means if a student isn't doing particularly well, they can't just exit out of it. When they try to exit out, it'll automatically record the score. So you want to set these settings before you deploy things to students. So anyway, I like these 2. But watch, before I deploy these, and I think these 2 are great, there's a new feature, a very useful new feature. It's called Create Your Own Exercises. It's very easy to use. So if I click on this button, I can actually make my own reading comprehension exercises. Let's say I'm going to do one quick. Let's say I want to do one called Pittsburgh Steelers, my favorite football team. And I will add the text that students will get. I'll do this fast. The Pittsburgh Steelers are one of the most popular teams in the NFL. They have won 6 Super Bowls. And I can make this as long or as short as I want. For the sake of time, I'm going to make this pretty quick. So let's look at the questions here. My questions are, let's just say, for example, how many Super Bowls have the Steelers won? Here I'll put my correct answer. Let's say 6, and I need other choices too. Do one more question. Where do the Steelers play? Now, unfortunately, or fortunately, right now there are only multiple choice questions you can add. And we might change this functionality to add fill in the blank or multi, or questions where you can have more than one right answer. So where do the Steelers play? We know they play in Pittsburgh. Case sensitive also. Let's say So for the sake of time, I'm going to end this right here, but I can add as many questions as I want. I'm going to click Save Questions and Answers, and that's saved. It takes me right back to the main interface. Now I want to deploy, the ones that you make are going to be blue, and they're going to be deployed, they're going to be at the top of your list. So let's deploy this Pittsburgh Steelers one. When you do this, this won't say not found. It'll show the preview of yours. Doesn't matter right now. It still works. Sand Dollar I liked, and I think I like the Redwoods. So I'm going to deploy all of these at once. So who am I going to deploy it to? I can deploy it to any one of my classes. I can do it to all of my students in Nussbaum 1, all of them in Nussbaum 2, or all of them in Nussbaum 3. But for right now, I'm going to click Individual Students. I'm going to only deploy it to Gabriel Nussbaum. I'm going to click Deploy Now. And now when I log in as Gabriel, he can do these exercises. There's also a way, you might have seen back at one of the previous, or the app screen, there's a way in which you can add rewards, meaning you set a certain score on these reading comprehension exercises, and if a student scores that score higher, you can pick a reward to give them. And there are 3 different kinds of rewards that you can deploy to students. But go to the rewards app or the rewards program to see how to do that. That's one of the free programs you get just for registering. Okay, so let me show you what happened. I'm going to log out, and I'm going to log in as the student who I just deployed these exercises to. Okay, and I'm going to go to Reading Comprehension Central, and you see he has a lot of reading comprehension exercises that have been deployed to him. Let's go down and find, I know we did, let's do the Sand Dollar one. And then I'm going to show you how to do, how he's going to do the one that you made, or that I made. So here's Sand Dollars. You see this is the highlighter right here, and if I click on the highlighter, see how I can highlight. Which of the following is true about the shape of a sand dollar? Well, I know that some are flat, some are round. I don't have to read it. Why do sand dollars look white when they are found on the beach? Well, they've been bleached by the sun. Which is not true about the sand dollar? Well, they don't have a lot of predators. What does the author tell you about sea cucumbers? They are related to sand dollars. And finally, which of the following does not belong? A sea biscuit, a sea cucumber, a starfish, or seahorse? The student would have to read to know it's a seahorse. And so you see all the statistics that come up here. I spent 44 seconds. My high score is 100. My average score is 100. My last score was 100. High score for all users is 100. Average score for all users is 50, which means somebody didn't do so well on this. Which did I get correct and incorrect? If I click on this, it shows me every question, whether or not I got it right or not. Teachers, I can also graph my progress if I choose to do this multiple times. Teachers, you have access to all this information in your record book as well. Let's go back one page. Remember, I am as a student here, and let's do this Pittsburgh Steelers one. This is the one that I created. I didn't add a lot of text to it, but you see it looks like all of the other ones. This is a really, really great feature that I hope teachers use a lot, creating their own passages and questions. So, the Steelers, let's just see what happens if I get one wrong. How many Super Bowls have the Steelers won? I know it's 6, but let's put 4. Correct. And then finally, where do the Steelers play? I know they play in Pittsburgh. Good. And so I actually got an 83% because the way that this works is the first time I take, when I do one of these reading comprehension exercises, since I got the first question on the second guess, it incorporates that fact. So instead of getting 50%, I actually got 83%. Now, I did this one. You see, it gives you all the same statistics. When I click on which did I get correct and incorrect, I can see that the first time I tried how many Super Bowls have the Steelers won, I got it incorrect. And all of this information is available to teachers as well. So I hope this helps show you most of the things you can do with the Reading Comprehension Central. Please do go check out the rewards section as well, as that is some added motivation for students to get rewards. The reward system comes in, let's see, I have world flags you can deploy to students, magic coins, which you can deploy to students, and you can even deploy your own system that you use in your classroom. If you have a classroom currency, you can deploy that to students as well in certain whatever values you want. Anyway, that's it.